Good morning, YouTube. It's me on the way, George Page, aka the Emperor of WME Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we're almost at the end of the week. It seems like the week just started. Once you hit Wednesday, everything just kind of speeds on down. So, anyway, folks, as you know, I'm a fan of MMA. And I'm a fan of some fighters. And like I said, I'm still kind of in my feelings about the situation with Valentina Shevchenko, what happened with her. Her losing. I know, it's about almost every fighter loses in a fight. I mean, people like I remember Mike Tyson when he lost against Buster Douglas, when Muhammad Ali, or just for my time when but when Muhammad Ali lost to Joe Frazier in their first fight. When Chris Cyborg got knocked out by Amanda Nunes, and it just it happens. It happens. But the thing is 125 has been dominated for nearly, I would say, about 6-7 years by Valentina Shevchenko. She's been a dominant champion, and then her losing to Alexa Grasso, it was one of those, I would say a bit of more of a fluke than anything, but just a fighter who just, makes a miscalculation, you know, and like I said, see, it's not an excuse; it's just what happens, you know. And another fighter taking advantage of that. Now, you think I can say excuses? Yes, I'm gonna admit it. Yeah, I'm not giving Valentin a little excuse. I'm gonna be like that, you know, you know, you know. Uh, like I said, I should have put in my Suki Johnson instead, my Joker, but I always go for Joker. And he's my favorite because he completes me. And I feel like this. Now the scavengers coming out. Now, what the scavengers are, you know what a scavenger is. Scavengers are creatures in the animal kingdom that eat off the dead. Now, scavengers are commonly are like vultures, certain other creatures such as some birds are scavengers. Creatures like badgers, they don't really hunt, they're scavengers too. Wolves, they don't scavenge. They do every now and then. If they most times they do find a dead animal, they usually will eat it because hey, it's about survival. But they don't often. They hunt together. Bears, they kill their prey if they find something. Mountain lions, those are traditionally animals that hunt for their food. But creatures like hyenas, most definitely vultures. There's a long list of creatures that are scavengers. It's just how it is. And now that Valentina is no longer the champion, now the scavengers are coming out, and they're coming out in force. They are coming out looking for opportunity to feed off the dead, the feed off of now they consider Valentina's dead reputation, and like I said, there's no respect for scavengers. Why are you coming out now? Why you have the courage and the where you don't have, like, let's say ladies don't technically have testicles, but the testicle fortitude to come out of the woodwork now that the a long-standing dominant champion has lost. You know where it's just sad. You know, and you know scavengers is a part of the circle of life. Their purpose is to feed off the dead, the creatures that who are necessarily their purpose is to take away the right and decay. But the fact is, the people now in the 125 division who were so long scared of Valentina, of how dominant champion she was, now they want to come out of the woodwork and and pick the dead bones of her dominant career as a champion. And like I said, it's just how it is sometimes, you know. But like I said, with scavengers, as you know, Circle of Life projects supporting Europe's scavengers. And that's what the good majority now, I think, the women in the 125 divisions, they're scavengers. See, this is a fox, and a fox is also considered a scavenger. It doesn't hunt. It's not, because like it's a lone creature. It's a lone hunter. So and it mostly, he has this. I think it's a dead deer, and he's picking off the bones. And and the thing about scavengers, they are necessary creatures. They are needed in the society, but the purpose is to feed off the dead. Now, if you look at, there's so many scavengers in the world. You know, like here, this is a dying dead deer. Maggots are scavengers, bugs, birds. You have creatures like vultures. You have some right here. You have a boar over here. You have and it's sad that even a wolf is, like I said. Sometimes it'll be a scavenger. Yeah, it'll hunt, but like when it comes to when it can't find food or it has need to feed, it will scavenge. You know, you had the badger, which I mentioned earlier. He's a scavenger. You know, rats are scavengers. It's just scavengers. They exist. The purpose of them is to feed off the dead. You know, but Valentine's not dead. But the fact is that now that she has a chink in her armor, that her dominant tower defense has ended. She was going about to break the record. She was going to go. She was on her way to get her eighth ruby, which means she was going to surpass Demetrius Johnson's Mighty Mouse DJ. She was about to surpass his record because I think Demetrius had seven, and he was the men's flyweight. Now she ties with Demetrius. Will anybody beat that record or tie it? No, I don't think so. We have too many people who have lost titles on and off during their careers, and it's just how it is sometimes. But besides that, I'm on social media and I'm looking and I'm seeing these women now who are now coming out of the woodwork. They're coming out of the woodwork for a long time. Now that they have a new champion. You have Alexa Grasso is now the women's flyweight 125 champion. And congratulate. No, I'm not gonna be congratulating her. No. I'm in my hater mode right now, so I'm not gonna congratulations. And look at the list of people that were champions. Valentina was the most dominant champion. Technically, Nico was the first champion, but she got the case of the limitaire and she quit. Then you have people like the first women's champion for all of UFC, that is Ronda Rousey. Then Holly Holm took her title, and then she lost the title to Misha Cupcake Tate, and then Misha lost it to Amanda. And then you had the first strawweight champion that it was Carla Esparza. She lost it to Joanna Jacek, or we call her Bojanglecek. Then she lost to Rose. Rose lost us to Jessica Andrade, who loses to Wale Zhang, who loses titles to Rose, and Rose should have beaten Carla Esparza, who got the title back, and then she loses to to Wale. And you have the first she's not even on here. There she is. Yeah. You have the first 145 champion that was Jermaine Duranami, or we call her Go Duncan Run. She set up fighting to defend her title against Cyborg. She gives it up. And Cyborg becomes a champion. And then she loses the title to Amanda Nunes. It's like a thing. You have people going back and forth. You have your one pump champs. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here, and right here. And you have your champions who have had a good reign. Like Ronda had a good reign. Chris had a good reign. She had at least three title defenses before she lost to Amanda Nunes. Nunes still has a current reign. Joanna had a good reign as strawweight champion. Rose is kind of on and off in a way. She was technically she's a one pump champ too, because she had the title first time she had it for only one title, only two title defenses, and lost it on her second title defense. That was against Jessica Andrade. And it is also a thing is I'll get back to later when I talk about this. And since 2013. Now, another thing that they did now is that now um, Alexa Grasso is now pound for pound number 3, number 2. Um, I mean, no. Even Valentina did lose a title, Alexa Grasso shouldn't be. Even though she's a champion, she should be number 3. I would say drop it down to number 5. I would say drop it down to number 5. I would say Valentina number 1, Zing. Sorry, I mean Valentina number 2, Zing at number 3, Rose at number 4, and Alexa number 5. You know, that makes sense to me. I know Valentina's not the champion, but she's been a dominant champ. And the question is, I don't think Alexa's gonna be champ long, because like I said, the vultures are coming out. Now I'm looking at some shout out to the this is from the WMA rankings. Shout out to these guys, they've been posted like that. Now we have here former title contender Lauren Meth Head Murphy. I know some people don't like me called like that, but hey, this is my channel. I got the right to say it. But Lauren is out. She's coming out. She's speaking. No, it was not. She says an upset to me. I thought Grasso had the great chance. Well-rounded, great cardio, great team. I thought she had a great chance. No, you didn't. Don't you lie. Don't you lie. Don't you lie. You didn't think anything. You didn't think that girl had a great chance. You thought that girl was more likely to get dusted like you and everybody else. So don't you lie about that. Don't no. You got dusted in your first. We got Valentina dusted you. She beat you up. She beat you up for about 3 rounds. And now you're gonna talk about now you talk about yeah, Alexa had a great chance. No, in your mind, in the back of your head, Alexa didn't have a great chance. You felt like Alexa was gonna get dusted like any other, like most of the women in the division, because y'all, like I said, y'all a bunch of cowards, scared cowards. You were going on a fight winning streak. One of your fights they gave you some girl who was a strawweight because they could have found another opponent for you. So you got like a rubber match in a way. Now we have also a former title contender, and that is Jeff Amaya. I was happy with Alexa's victory. I've followed her since Victor FC, and I think she's a great athlete. I know she could pose a danger to Valentina. She shows that no one is invincible. Okay, but the fact is, you didn't do enough in your fight. You won 1 round, and the rest of the time, Valentina was dog walking you. And honestly, be truthful. Be truthful. Why do you say this before the fight? Why? It's funny how they come to people and why wasn't stuff out before the fight? Why? People like to wait until they talk to you after the fight, but why didn't you put it out there on your social media before the fight? And here's another one. A little French supposed to be big time fighter, and that is Manon Ferriat. The last 12 months I say I'm better than Valentina, so it's not a surprise for me. Congratulations to Alexa. Alexa, good job. For me, same plan. Finish my rehab. I smashed all the division. I think I'll be ready to fight in August. Well, you were offered the opportunity to fight beforehand, but what you did, you said you wasn't ready, and then your fight with it wasn't for this. Your fight with Chikagian when you got hurt. Were you going to fight Valentina? I don't think so. And even Alexa said that she was thinking about taking taking one more fight before she fights Valentina. Alexa even said that because she wasn't certain. Now, yeah, she went to work, but she honestly wasn't certain that she was going to beat Valentina. Now, like I said, she capitalized on Valentina's encapsulation. She capitalized on that. And that's what you're supposed to do as a fighter. You're supposed to capitalize. And when you see opportunity, you capitalize on it. But if Valentina had did something different, if she had said, I'm going to go for a takedown, and then just got on top and maybe try to do a crucifix because it was like, and maybe, even when it got to to make it the 5th round and Valentina just used her, game plan and just outpointed her, Valentina won the fight. Valentina wasn't losing the fight. She was winning. That's part people like to forget also that Valentina, it wasn't like compared to the fight between Pena and Nunes when Nunes was getting dog walked. She was getting dog walked, and she's gonna use the excuse like, my man, I thought he's gonna be on here, but where are you, boy? Where, boy? I talked to him the other night. He called me. I talked to him the other night. He saw that I was going to do this. He's over in the Philippines right now, man. XA, which is 23. He's over in the Philippines right now. I think the time zone is different. I think it's like a 12-hour time zone between the U.S. and the Philippines. So it's probably ooh late in the evening for him now. So he wouldn't have time. So he's probably resting, spending a lot of time with his girl. He hasn't seen his girl in a while, so he's spending time, having fun in the Philippines. So have fun, brother. Have a good time. You know, But I know you're a scared cow. You want to come on here. You know. But anybody who's interested, I know a lot of my subscribers on here are more about bodybuilding. You don't like the MMA stuff that much, but hey, if you're interested, I will send you a link. In the description, and come in. You wanna if you like to talk about this, if you're a fan of MMA and you want to talk about the whole Alexa Grasso thing and Valentina. I'm happy to have you aboard. But like I said, Alexa, she did what she did. I'm not gonna congratulate her. She did what she did. And now the UFC had himself a young fighter that Dana White, or Dana White Speed, I like to call him. He likes to capitalize on. She's young. She's all right looking. She work with her eye because yeah, she's cockeyed. She has that, she got that, the cockeyed, because one thing I think Valentina was looking in her eyes, and one eye was looking another direction, another one looking another direction. So, yes, I know I'm evil, but like I said, I'm a hater, and I'm going to hate that hate no more. There's some days I can be a gratulator. There's some days I'm going to be a hater, and there's a time when the hater comes out of me. Hate is strong, it's strong. So and it's just. And like I said, it honestly don't make just I feel genuinely, the big question is, would there be a rematch? And it should be. I think, like I said, like Amanda Nunes, who also titled Pena last year, and there was an immediate rematch. You know, I think there's going to have it maybe by the summer, because she is March. This is just March, so let's say try to have it around about June, July, before I think before the football season starts, revving up a little bit, because you gotta have the point where, okay, let's try to have about the time for football starts revving up, because by um I would say by late by pretty much by June or July, basketball is gonna be over. No one really watch baseball like that anymore. My nephew, he still is a baseball fan, but I don't I hadn't really don't watch baseball like that. And, don't really watch baseball like that. And basketball is gonna be over by then. And football won't be really starting up till about, I would say, mid August. So that'd be the best time to have a big MMA vet around about either the end of June or the first of July, because you people be wanting to have something to watch. There's not really much going on in the major sports, like I said again. Or you might have, I think, hockey started back then, I believe. Baseball will be starting to get into the pennant race, and like I said, now people watch baseball like that, and also um you know it'd be wild for football starts up. So if I was Dana White feeder, that'd be the time to have that big rematch between Alexa and Valentina. Because I don't know who he make a main event. He probably won't. People consider Valentina a boring fighter because she don't go all out, but she's a smart fighter. He has to fight. Most of her fights been fighting 5 rounds. I think she hadn't fought a 3-round fight in a long time. You know, but like I said, being that she's been such a dominant fighter, she does deserve immediate rematch, and she asked for it. She asked for it at the end of the fight, and she deserves it. Now, if, like I said again, if Amanda Nunes gets one after her fight against Pena, it's only fair that she gets hers. Like I said, I remember I was talking about, I was go back something later, as you have all the former champions here, and out of most of them, with Ronda Rousey, she can get an immediate rematch, because the fact was, Ronda Rousey, she went off someplace and disappeared for a while to get rid of her mental issue, but she did get a shot at Nunes, and that was it. She was done, and I gotta give her respect for that, because I'm not a big fan of Ronda Rousey. I gotta respect her for the fact was she came back for a shot at her title, compared to someone like uh, what's her name? Gina Carano, who Cyborg beat the mess out of, and she ran and high. Now she's a halfway unemployed actress. She lost her job because stupid shit she said. That's why she's not in the Mandalorian series anymore. And we all know Joanna had a rematch right after she lost to Rose. You know, and then Zane, she had a rematch right after, and she only had you know she only had say one title defense that was against Joanna, and then she got a immediate rematch after Rose beat her. Now I think they happened before. Remember George St. Pierre when he fought Matt Serra. He had a immediate rematch because I think he was champion in welterweight for a good while. And after Serra beat him, he got an immediate rematch. You know, in some cases, some fighters have to wait before they get a rematch. You know, um, you know, um, most of the time they fight the next champion. Like when Holly lost the title to Jermaine, and Jermaine gave it up. Then Holly fought Cyborg. You know, and then yeah, as you know, Jessica Andrade, she fought Wally. Boom, it was over. You know, and then because every at one point, Joanna was almost champion for at least for a long time, and she got a shot at Wally because hey, she was one of the most dominant champions in 115. You know, but it's just most definitely Valentina deserves her rematch. She deserves it because, like I said, she's been dominant. Like half of her fights ended by either decision or by stoppage. You know, that's what it is. I mean, that's half of fights. That's how they ended. They were either all the way, or the opponent been beat up so bad, or they just, that was it. When she knocked out Jessica I, when she, beat up Katie Shagan, when she beat up Jessica Andrade, when she beat up um Liz Carmouche, she beat up Lauren Murphy. You know, other than her fight with um, you know, um, Jennifer Maya and her fight with Tala Santos, most of her fights were stoppages. You know, not to me, like I said, mine was said out of seven, let me say, out of four of her seven fights. Was it five? I think it's five. Five out of her seven fights because she knocks out Jessica I. She beats up, Chikagian, Carmouche, Murphy, and also Andrade. And only fights that went the distance was Maya and Santos. So majority of her fights ended in stoppages. You know, and this fight with Lexa would probably would with this. It probably been a decision fight. Someone says, "Well, Valentina is slowing down. A couple of days, Valentina turned 35. 35. It's not that old because Alexa is just, I think, about to be 30. You know, but 35 is not that old. You still got a few good years left to you. We have some fighters that did retire, like people like my favorite fighter, Martin Renault. She's a great lady, beautiful lady. She retired after a while because she was getting older. She's almost 42. Some people that need to retire is most definitely is Holly Holm. She's pushing it. She's pushing it. I will say, fighter's life, especially compared to boxing to MMA, I think a best time for MMA fighter is retired maybe in their late 30s. You know, for a boxer, I would say early 40s, because the fact is, with MMA fighters, they are going to be submitted. It's one thing with boxers, you're just punching a guy with a fist, and you're wearing 10-ounce gloves. With MMA fighters, you're getting hit not with just you're going to get submitted, meaning you're going to be you'll be put out unconscious, getting choked out. You're going to get hit with knees, elbows, you know, you know, uh, feet. You're getting hit with several appendages. So you're after a while, it affects you. So I think MMA fighter's fighting life cuts down a little bit more compared to a boxer. That's why some boxers like Manny Pacquiao and a couple others keep Manny Pacquiao. I think he kept fighting up to he was like 42. I think Floyd was almost 40 before he retired. That's been at least about 4 years ago. He officially retired. Where he come back and forth, do some little fights every now and then. And a couple of guys who some guys come back like Evander Holyfield, but I don't know why he do that. He was keep fighting up till he was like, I mean, he's practically almost brain dead now because he kept pushing it. But generally most guys will retire when about to get into the early 40s because your reaction time slows down. Age eventually gets to you, you know, and you can't be the same fight. I was rooting for Marilyn Monroe when she was fighting against Cupcake Tate. I want her to beat her real bad because I'm not a fan of Misha Tate. She is, I understand why Ron Rogers don't like her, but she's just, she's a shit starter. But like I said again, the Scavengers coming out, and now people see that, oh, Velveteen got chink in the armor. They want to come out like one point. This one here, Wally Zhang, you know. Many fights have been rushing, have a new UFC flyweight queen, and that's Alexa Grasso. And I hope we can come back champ. See, that's the thing is, what Zhang wants is this. There was one time there was talk of maybe possible champ versus champ, strawweight champion versus the flyweight champion, Wally versus Valentina. And, somebody just shut it down. But as you know, Dana Wife Beater, he wants to dip into two markets. That is the Hispanic and Asian market. So why not possibly down the road, if Alexa can survive her title defense against Valentina, in the rematch, why not have, they did it with 145 and they did it with 135. Why not have a champ versus champ fight? And I think Dana would love it because you know what? Especially if Zhang wins, he'll have a champion. He'll have two champions for two divisions, for two divisions piece. You have Amanda Nunes as champion with at 135, 145. Even 145 is dead division, which they should be building, and 115 and 125. Because you know what? It's a lot of now. You remember when 125 started, many of the girls that got into it were 135 fighters, like people like Katie Chigian. You can't forget her and Lauren Murphy. Those who fought before in the past. A couple other fighters, and then you have great fighters coming up for 115, like JoJo Carterwood. Also, Lexa was 115. You also have Manahibis, who's a fighter 115. She's thinking, and can't forget Jessica Andrade, who beats people like Katie Chigian, and just barely, I think only maybe that fight with Chikigian, she got a shot at Valentina. You think she get at least maybe one more fight in before she had a fight against Valentina, but they're like Jessica Andrade, But then there's also talk about possibly, these ladies here, who will be the next person to go after the title. You have Manon right here, who's recovering from her tore ACL, wherever she's gonna get back. You have Tala Santos, who's had issues with with her visa. She can come in. Erin Blanchfield, they're looking at her because you know what, she's young. Like she's young. She's a lot younger than Alexa. I think it's only 6-7 years between Alexa and Erin, and she's a young white American female. Out of the three, because you have France, you have Kazakhstan, you have Mexico, you have America, you get Brazil. Dana will market Erin Blanchfield because she is the all-American girl. That is especially when his fan base is white males. Erin looks like somebody's young little sister. She'll get that market because she has that look of the girl next door. She's like somebody's cute little sister. And people like the situation with Santos is like her situation with her team where she didn't pay him. And then because one of the team members couldn't come here, well, she could have found somebody here. Or like I said, this is what I tell about a lot of these fighters, especially like people like Santos who live out of the country, know that, hey, this is where I work at. Why not come here? Why not come here and try to make a living here? Jessica Andrade just moves to America. But the thing is, with Brazil, it's a lot cheaper for her to stay because the fact is she makes money And here in the United States, it triples when it takes it back to Brazil. If she lived here in the United States, it costs too much for her. It costs too much. The cost of living is high in the United States than any place else. That's why a lot of these fighters, will stay in their country, especially if you countries like that countries that south of the border, south of America, like Mexico, countries like Colombia, Brazil, where which the American dollar is more. Now, if they lived in Europe, the American dollar is less compared to the euro or the pound. It's less. And that's why many fighters that live like people like Manon. She's from France, but she lives here because the fact is she knows that if she goes back with the money she makes in um in um in UFC. The franc is a lot more than the American dollar. I believe it is, and the euro is a lot more too. So that's why she stays here. Same thing with Valentina. But she still travels. And she does what she likes to do. But they're looking at Erin Blanchfield as a possible contender, especially if they had the rematch and Valentina doesn't win. She looks like she's going to get the push. She's going to be next one. They'll probably say, well, Santos, I guess her shit taken care of. Manon, we don't know how severe the injury is going to be, so we can't wait for her. So if most definitely if Valentina if Valentina doesn't win the rematch, they're going to give the shot to Erin. But then, like I said again, the Scavengers, they right now don't want Valentina to come back because they know even though she did lose it to Alexa Grasso, if she did the same thing what Amanda Nunes did to Juliana Pena and come in and really dominate, meaning that she puts Alexa out, then you know what happens? The Scavengers going to go back under the rocks. They're going to start hiding. Because like I said, if Valentina comes back dominant, as she was before, and holds that title for another 2 or 3 years without a loss, you're gonna have a lot of scared people. But like I say, it's good for the division. It's good for the division. But what it all is good for is like bringing, getting this, having these ladies that have the courage and the testicle fortitude to come out from under their rocks. But like I said, it's how it is. But one point is that the UFC wants to take advantage of this possible, you know, big market in Mexico. As you know, um, Madam Nunes is supposed to fall to that card originally. I remember that, it was when you set the card, you say, okay, yeah, because you had John Jones, Nunes was supposed to be right after John Jones, and you had, Valentina after her, you know, and she was supposed to fight Irene Daniel, but somehow she said, no, I don't want to fight Irene Daniel. I said, what the hell? I mean, it don't, like, come on, you know that Dana gonna if Dana tell you you're gonna fight somebody, you either fight or you get put out. I don't know, I don't know how, they could do it 135, create an interim title if they want, but they, because come on, look at it. If you look at the men's divisions, how many, Steel Gun, who is the heavyweight interim champion, you know, and you still have Francis, who was champion. So why did you create an interim championship when you had a champion, Francis? And there's like a bunch of interim champions. I mean, Kobe Covington was interim champion. I think someone else was interim champion. There was at least, I think in the men division, there's at least 4 or 5 interim champions. So why not have an interim championship in the women's division? If you, like I said, I can understand why they usually do it, because either the champion's hurt or something like that, and they don't want to strip them, or just some other issue. I don't know why they create interim champs at the time. I just I don't know. I don't know why they do it. But you have a dominant champion, so why not? If if you had Francis Ngannou, who was champion at the time, who beat Stipe for the title, became champion, and then decided, what? Let's create an interim champion for the heavyweight division. Why did you create you had a champion at the time? Why, if you can do that, why not do it for women's division? Why not? Because it's hard to beat Amanda Nunes. Let's just make a 135 interim championship. And if she don't want to fight the people that put in front of her, she should be stripped. I think her fear is that she saw what happened to her with Julia Pena, and and even with someone like Irene Daniel, she has a good, but she's still a good fighter. As you know, Irene is also stablemates along with Alexa Grasso. They train out of Lobo Gym in Mexico. These two are teammates. Now think about this. Now, if Alexa, as I said again, now there's two other fighters who are Mexican that are champions. That is Brandon Marino, and I think he's like the not it's not what is it? I think he's flyweight champion, or is he the no? My man Aljo is the bantamweight champion. I think Brandon is the flyweight champion, I believe, and I think this guy Yasir Rodriguez. I think he's not what is it? Lightweight? No, is it light? No, lightweight. What is it? See, that's like we see. Uh, no, Leon Edwards. He's the welterweight champion. I think Yashir is the lightweight champion because you got to remember, um, you know, who is the like I said, I don't follow the guys as hard as my man X. He probably tell me, but those two guys are both Mexicans, like Irene and like Alexa. So knowing Dana, he wants to get that big market down south the border. He doesn't do too many fights in Mexico. He'll do quite a few fights in Brazil because a lot of the fighters are a good majority of fighters they have UFC are from Brazil. So a good majority of fighters are from Brazil. He'll go to Brazil every so often. You know, and he hadn't done too many fights outside of that. Maybe I think there was a fight in Peru a while ago. He don't do too many fights in South America. You know, and he might want to get into that market, especially now you have three Mexican champions. You know, and I think possibly he can do this. He can say, okay, let's do a fight for the summer. Just like about end of June, maybe around before 4th of July weekend. Set it up in Mexico City or Acapulco or Puerto Vallarta. One of the big cities. I would say one of the big tourist town cities where there's a lot of people. A lot of Americans go, especially in Mexico City or especially Acapulco. The big tourist town like Acapulco probably be a good place. They can, it will cost too much. Like I said, the American dollar is more in down in Mexico than America. You can rent one of the biggest venues, and it won't cost him as much compared to if he does one here in the United States or he goes overseas. So I think I'm surprised he's not doing more fights because anybody, like I said, everybody knows the American dollar is double that time more in Mexico than here in the United States. You can go like I got a lady who I become friendly with. Her name's Gabby. You remember Gabby Vega, Gabby Pena, who I did interview a while back. And as you know, I do a thing where I do care package, so I show appreciation to somebody. So thank you for doing the interview. Little stuff you might need. And the thing is, like I said, I can't do care packages with people who live out the country because the fact is, the cost of sending it costs more. Than the stuff I buy in the package. So it costs like I say it costs at least $100 more. Some of the stuff it don't cost as much, but she does. She has a PayPal. Most everybody, most people outside the country, they don't have cash apps because it's an American thing, but others have PayPals. So I remember I sent her a PayPal. It was like $40, and that $40 doubled to about 55 no about at least $600 because I said the American dollar costs more. So and that was good for her. She appreciated it because the fact was, hey, she could have used it for her getting herself ready and her prep. So it's we got somebody came through here. My man Lawrence Perkins, just saw him. Good morning, George. Yeah, good morning, Lawrence. I know. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm not talking about bodybuilding today, but I do have an interview coming up this afternoon, Lawrence. And it's a great interview. It's the lady who I've follow on social media. She's gonna. If you follow my channel, you know who it is. So I'm not going to details of it. But Dana could, like I said again, go to Mexico and have this fight. With with Valentina and Alexa, and then you have also Brandon Moreno, whoever's the next title contender for his title, and Rodriguez, whoever's the next title contender for his title. And Amanda Nunes, she might as well defend her title against Irene Daniel. Now, Irene supposed to be fighting Rachel Pennington, but some people should say like, you know what? Why do we need to waste that fight? Honestly, why do we need to waste it? I know, Peggy Pennington, she's going on a good fight winning streak. But I think the mindset of the UFC say, why we need to waste somebody like, because if like I said, this is a big concern by Dana said, if Irene loses, because she fought Raquel years ago, she lost to Raquel. That was the first time. But if Irene loses, even though hey, she's a different fighter now, she's evolved. But if Irene loses, why have another fight between Raquel and Amanda? We know that seeing what's the outcome going to be. It's gonna be she's gonna be done. I mean, no, I think the UFC don't want to have that fight between Pennington. They'll probably feel Pennington someone like she already beat Caitlin Vieira. Hell, they're gonna wait to see if Mara Brand Silva can get past Misha Cupcake Tate. If Mara can beat Misha Tate, which I think she's gonna do, they'll probably give Mara a shot at of Raquel Pennington because they want to fuel new fighters. Raquel's been there for a long time. She's, one of the women who came in about maybe a few years after when he started in the division for 135. She just came in maybe a year or two after. Like people like Misha Tate, who's been there. Like people like Sarah. They dropped. Sarah McMahon. She left because the fact was that she giving us fights. And Holly Holm. She beat Ronda for the title, but lost to Misha Tate. Then she got beat by Amanda Nunes. Somebody said, "No, we don't want to give Holly another title shot," and she loses. So we want a fresh fighter. And I think the one thing I think Amanda Nunes is afraid of is that she might get smoked. That's afraid of. I think she's afraid that she might get smoked. Um, and my man, Lawrence, thank you, man, for saying this. Yeah, I support you regardless. Ah, thank you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I genuinely do. I mean, I appreciate my followers, my subscribers supporting my content. Even though, like I said, I know most of my stuff is bodybuilding, but like I said, I'm still a fan of women in combat sports, be it boxing, MMA, wrestling. It's been a while since I did an interview with any woman from any combat sports. Like like some last couple of I had one. Hey, last year I had a good. Hey, I had a good straight three women from in the world I would say mixed martial arts in a way. I had interviewed Jessica Baraga, who's a MMA fighter who went to bare knuckle. Interviewed Brooke Gilly, who did wrestling for LFC, and she was planning to do bare knuckle, but now something happened with her situation. She had an injury. I talked to Brooke a while back, and she's planning on maybe having a fight come up sometime soon. She said she'll let me know whenever. Jamie Driver, who fights over at BYB, which is the other bare knuckle organization. I'd love to talk to some more women in either bare knuckle, MMA, maybe some wrestling. Like my last wrestler I talked to was Misty Marks. It was, she has two titles. Congratulations to Misty Marks. She's now a title holder. I love to, I reach out to some of the lady wrestlers. They usually are busy. They travel a lot. It's hard to get my different Talia Santos. She just did tryouts for WWE. I wish her all the best of luck. I hope she gets the opportunity. They can do like this. They can kind of make her like the daughter of Tatanka. Yeah, that'd be great. Get Chris Chavas. Chris Chavas, Tatanka's from my neck of the woods. He's from Robertson County. I knew a guy who knew him. That knows him. Back when I was in school. But I would like to, I reach out to some ladies in wrestling, some women, and maybe a couple of female boxers. But these ladies are busy, and some of them they're focused on other stuff. But like I said, I would love to get some more interviews with women in mixed martial arts and combat sports. I would love to do more of that. But like I said, my stuff is bodybuilding. That's my forte, and I'm a fan. But I appreciate you, man, Lawrence, for sticking in here. But the thing is, these people now have the courage to come out of the woodwork and say they want to fight the champion. They didn't want to fight the last champion, but they want to fight this champion because she's new and fresh. And they feel like in their mind, okay, I can beat her. When Valentina's around, they say, I don't think I can beat Valentina because Valentina, she is the queen of adjustment. She's the queen of adjustment. She is, as I said, she's the Baba Yaga of 125. John Wick, they call John Wick Baba Yaga. I called her John Wick too. I said she's a female John Wick. You even remember in the last John Wick lost, he got threw off of a building, but he's coming back. He's back and he's bad. I think this is going to be the best job. And the third one you see, the first two were all right. The first one's good. The second one's so. That third one, not as good. Had Barry with the dogs. And let me end it. But the fourth one looks like it might be a lot better. It rarely ever we rarely usually when you have a series like that. Usually by the third or fourth movie, it really wings off. You know, but every now and then, you know, you know, you'll get that, maybe that fourth movie that looks good, every now and then, but not too often, what I mean? You're welcome too. I appreciate you. You're welcome also. I thank you, you know, but it just there has it sometimes, and Valentina is going to bounce back. Now she has to make some adjustments. One thing I think somebody said that she needs to do more weight, some more weightlifting. I wouldn't say do anything heavy. Like I said, she's not much into weightlifting. She doesn't do a lot of work. She said a lot of her, rest is her cardio. Well, if she swimming is good. Swimming is good cardio. Like I said, one thing is with swimming, you don't really bang your joints too bad. And also water is a lot heavier to go through than running on a cardio. So if she swims, that's good cardio. You don't need to run. Swimming is good cardio too. Also, if you do weightlifting, don't do anything heavy. Just maybe some kettlebells, resistant bands. Kettlebells are good. Just they're good to bring a little muscle on you. If you're not into real heavy weights, free weights like that, some dumbbells here and there. If you're not into like use a Smith machine or anything like that, that could work for you. But like I said, she's strong, or she can do like, she can do like Rocky in Rocky 4, go out into the country and lift people in a cart, or pull rocks, that might work for her. Go back to Pakistan, go on a farm, taking have Pavel slap a plow on you and plow a field, do that that country boy workout, you know. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah. You don't have to do a lot of work with heavy weights. Just something that can really help you build like go back home for the next 4 or 5 months, work on a farm, do some farm work, do some swimming. Like I said, swimming's good. Running is okay, but like I say, what running does is really put a lot of pressure on your joints, especially swimming is good because water's more. There's more resistance in water than there is when you're running. You know, and, you can do like also one thing to do is like work out underwater too. Like like remember because I know you remember this movie Lawrence Perkins, Kickboxer with Van Damme. There's a part in the movie where he's underwater. Was it Kickboxer or was it I think it was Kickboxer. It was one of those movies where he's underwater and he's practicing, he's like kicking and practicing, and he has to hold his breath. That helps with your stamina and your energy. I mean, even I see there's an old photo of Ali when he was younger. He used to like spar underwater because there's more resistance in water than is, just do that, Also, if you fight somebody who's a boxer, bring in, like my man coach said, like bring in some boxers. Bring in somebody like Alicia Bumgardner. I was going to say Amanda Serrano, but Serrano's right now focused for a fight against Katie Taylor. Her rematch with Katie Taylor in a couple of months. Bring in someone like the girl that Katie fought, Amanda Serrano fought. That was Erica Cruz. She's a Mexican boxer. That'd be perfect. I would do that. Get in that. Get yourself some Mexican fighters. Their style is like a little different compared to other fighters. Bring in that chick, Erica Cruz, or another Mexican fighter, and spar with them because Valentina speaks Spanish. She's very fluent because she lived in Peru for a long time. She lived in South America for a long time. I would say go like someplace like a little dungy gym down there. Spar with if you have any women, don't spar with men because those men were not gonna let go because you're a female. If they have any female fighters they can spar with, yeah. Kickboxing in 1989. Yeah, that was a good movie. You remember the guy Tung Pung? You telling they say you flat man ain't good. He goes no. That's a classic. I mean, the Van Damme movies are the best. Kickboxers, the Street Fighter movie, it wasn't that good. I'm sorry. Roger Ring was the wrong person to pick as Ben Bison. That should have been Dolph Lundgren. I know him. That should have been Dolph Lundgren. You know, Wait a minute. He says it's some Brazilian boxers too. They are good as well. Yeah, yeah, some Brazilian boxers. You know, yeah, do that too. Yeah, thank you. Man, Lawrence Perkins, you really on your shit. I respect you, brother. You are on your shit. Brazilian boxers, just fighters with different styles that will help her with her style. I know Pavel. He's a smart guy. He knows he needs to do that. And people say she need to leave Pavel. Well, most fighters would never, even though there's fighters who took losses, they'll never leave somebody that's been good to them. If Mike Tyson ever lost during early in his career, he would never leave Custody Amato. You know, you remember, even though when he lost, Lennox Lewis was still with Emmanuel Stewart after he lost to Roxine Rockman. He's still with Emmanuel Stewart. Even when Ali lost, he was still with Angela Dundee. As long as your trainer is your special loyalty, I know some fighters will leave some people because but most fighters will stay with somebody because what, they've been there for them thick and thin. You know, like I said, Valentina just had a setback. This is a setback in her career. It's not like she never lost before. Remember her two fights against Amanda Nunes, she lost. There was a fight she lost. We saw Liz Carmouche early in her career. It was because of Dr. Savage. You can't find the video on that fight. It's like maybe somebody somewhere. I don't know. It's like I'm surprised, especially when the ages of camera phones were getting strong. I'm surprised somebody don't have a camera phone video of that. You can't find it nowhere. That fight, but it's just a loss. Now in some cases, there's some fighters who have lost and they moved on to somebody else. It happens. Even in bodybuilding, it happens where a fighter lost. A bodybuilder, they're not doing good, so they moved on to another trainer. But sometimes it's just that maybe that time. Remember, Hel Trevino, the last when she competed the last Rising Phoenix, she was under Shelby Starnes. She didn't do too good. She switched her to Nasir, and she looked better, and that's why she took second at the Olympia 2021. Yeah, we got my man say, yeah, man, I heard about Kickboxer. I never seen it. I'll check it out. Yeah, check it out. It's a classic, man. It's you'll like it. It is. Oh, you gotta see that part when he dances in the bar. Van Dam get drunk. He's dancing. He's doing that little. He's like, it's funny. Seeing the white European guy dance. But it's fun. It's a classic. Me and my brothers, we used to watch it. My sisters, they loved it because they loved Van Damme's split. My sister Mary and Jean, they love when Van Damme did that split because he showed off his tight little butt. They loved Van Damme. They loved Steven Seagal because Steven Seagal back then he used to wear the tight jeans. He was long legged, tall, wore the tight jeans. Now Steven Seagal looks like a martial arts version of Elvis. But the thing is, Valentina. This is what I say about Valentina. She's a Ronin. She never had a real gym. She traveled and studied. She can go back to Thailand and go back and work on Muay Thai. She could go to one thing. This is one thing. Like Ronda Rousey was a complete fighter, and if I was, she was with that guy Edmund, and he kind of messed her up. If I was her coach and her teacher, I said, you know what, we need to elevate you to the next level. We're going to Japan. We study some karate. We're going to Brazil. We're going to study some BJJJ. We're going to Thailand. Study. We'll go to the places where, we can bring somebody in here to work with you. But it's better to go to the places where everything starts. You go to the where the water starts. How I say it, where the foundation of how all these styles fight or these fight styles start. It's better to go there to bring somebody in. You go to a dojo with a master. You go to this camp. You go to this school. Chris Cyborg. She used to quite often go to Thailand and fight. I think it was Tiger. Something like that. I remember she did a skit with her and the guy were fighting and running through the gym, and then you come back in. I mean, go to the places where it started, especially BJJ. It's best to go to Brazil and work with some of the masters in Brazil. If you go study Muay Thai, it's best to go and go to Thailand and study under those guys. If you're going to study, judo and karate, yeah, they got guys here, but sometimes if you can afford to, go to Japan. You know, want to study kung fu? Yeah, there's a guy teaching kung fu, but you know what? If you really want hands on it, you have to go really to China, or you can go to China, or you can go to um, Hong Kong. Hong Kong will be a lot better because Hong Kong is a little bit. It's not too much like China. It doesn't want to be like China, but Hong Kong will be a good place. Maybe get Jackie Chan or too bad the guy who taught Bruce Lee, the IP man, he's dead. I mean, that'd be a good person to teach. But somebody taught him, and they taught somebody else keeps on going. You know, Valentina can make those adjustments. She's like I said, like I said again, she is the queen of adjustments. And once she gets her mind together and sit down and put the plan together, she'll do pretty. Okay, wait. Me and you both love classic movies. Yeah, I love classic movies too. Yeah. Sometimes remember I was a kid. We used to always watch Good and Bad. It would come out every other Saturday or every other weekend. We watched it so many times. I knew a lady who I worked with. She said she never saw it. I said, "How can you not see the Good and Bad, the Ugly? That movie's been out, for 50, 60 years." I mean, also another case woman, Lawrence is Hang 'em High. The one that's where they hang him because he thought he stole the cattle. And that's a classic. That's a good classic. Hang 'em high. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's a classic. Yeah. He says, my man, Lawrence says, "Yep, yeah." Thank you for agreeing with me, Lawrence. But yeah, Valentina, like I said again, she's a Ronin. And she sucks up education. She'll take this time off to enjoy. Now she won't have the stress of being champion anymore. She can just be everyday other fighter. You know, like I said, she wants to say, Dana, maybe I might want to take a rubber match. But the problem is, even though she's no longer champion, most of these scared cowards don't want to fight her. You have people who have opportunities to fight her for the title, like Grandma Roxanne Modafferi. She took it down and said, "I just want to be a fighter. I just want to fight the joy." No, okay, I say you want to fight for the joy of it, but also you fight because you want to win. You want to have a title. You want to be the best of the best. No one just fight just for the joy of it. Even Mike Tyson say Mike Tyson say, "I just like to fight. I just like to fight." But Mike, because he likes to fight, it won him several titles over his career and made him money. I'm saying you like to fight for the joy of it, but also you fight because you want the reward of fighting, being a champion, making records, making money. Jodie Carter was offered an opportunity when she was on I think she was on a 2-fight winning streak, but she said, "Nah, I'd like to fade." Now, originally, Kicking the Chicken turned it down at first because she said, I got to get married first. Well, okay, get married, okay, take the fight, and then get married. But I feel afraid she want to be a bridesmaid with a busted eye and a busted lip. So okay, give you the opportunity. But others get an opportunity to maybe take a shot at her at Valentina, but they turned it down. Now Tyler Santos, she stepped up. I gotta give her that. I'm not a big Tyler Santos fan, but she stepped up. Even though people say she won the fight, she didn't because she didn't do enough to win that fight. She thought she thought she can do what she can do, what she have, but she didn't do enough to win the fight. And I know people saw, oh, there's holes in Valentina, but let's say you're saying there's holes, but why don't you capitalize on those holes? Alexa did capitalize because she shortened the distance between her and Valentina. Valentina threw a kick. It was too short because Valentina, when she does that spinning back kick, it pushes her opponent away. Also, it does attack the midsection. Now, I was on my show when I talk about how Valentina fought Alexa the way she fought Jessica I. But then my man BJ, he said, "No, we can't do the same thing like a one fighter. You have to change it up." I agree with that, but still, some aspects of that fight, Valentina could have used, like attacking the midsection with her kicks. And I know about Alexa have a heavy guard, but then after a while, your body gets hit with these body shots. With these from hit with the shin, in the stomach, in the around about the lungs, and the around near the kidneys. Eventually, you get tired of that. Even though you got a good guard and you can take it, eventually, you can't take it. You go drop your hands. And maybe if Valentina saw that open, she'll take advantage of it. We don't know. We never know. But it's just one of those possibilities. You never know in a fight, But like I said, she takes the time off, rests, do what you want to do. Hey, find your man. I know that. I think Valentina, Valentina is an attractive woman. I'm not gonna lie. She's attractive woman. I think she's, what's that picture? I think it's on here. There's a picture of her, when she had red hair, when she was doing the movie. What was the movie? Halle Berry movie. I forgot the name of that movie. I wish I didn't forget the name. I did, but she just looked. I think she looked a lot beautiful. I mean, she's an attractive woman. I ain't gonna lie. But she really. I think that changing her, that something about it, I don't know what is it about redheads. I got my man Stuart. He's dating Sean. He's dating a girl who has red hair, and and she's kind of see a picture of the girl. She's kind of pretty. She's kind of cute. And Valentina, when her hair like that, when her hair was red like that, one point I thought they were talking about her doing a movie. I thought she was gonna play like a stunt double for Scarlett Johansson in in um in the her Scarlet Witch. I'm sorry, the Black Widow movie. You know, but I'm telling something about Valentina. She just it just she just has a great look about her. And it just really whenever she's I just like I said, I'm about to pull up a picture. I think I thought I had it on here. I thought I had it. There it is. I'm about to pull it up in a minute, and it's just to me, I don't know. Maybe it's just it just changed. That I think that hair changes how she looks. Should have it up here in a second, and it really makes it like wow. I'm telling you, man. I ain't gonna lie. She looked, you know, like right here in Best, she looks sexy. I don't know. She got a makeup hair on. She got makeup on. Her hair is like, I know she's a natural blonde, but she should. I don't know. She should do that. If she, change her hair color. I'm telling you, I don't know. She just looked like this chick that wow. I said, shit. You know, honest with you. Oh my god. I don't know. I like this look about her. I know it's the perfect shades coming out of me. You'd be like, dress her. She put on the right clothes, go to the right place, and say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is George. How you doing?" Say, "My name is Valentina. Where you from?" Say, "I am from Russia." I said, "Wow, sure, yeah, yeah." I said, "Yeah, you got a pretty accent. Right? When you start reading, I speak English a long time ago. I speak other languages too." Say, "What you speak?" I said, "I speak a little Spanish." I said, "All right." Maybe she just say "Poppy." I said, "Oh my God, don't say Poppy. Oh my God." I remember this chick. She's Puerto Rican stripper. She came into the club one time, and she said "Poppy." Oh my God, dudes, guys, whenever you see, if you meet a woman's Puerto Rican, she says "Poppy" to you, your heart will melt, and you would just fall in love with her. I don't know why. Poppy, I know Poppy's daddy in English, but when they say it, it's just totally different. I say, my man, say, well, you got my man here, Lawrence. She's definitely truly true beauty by nature. Yes, she's not like a lot of these girls who get fake implants and lip injections. She's just wow. I'm telling you guys, she don't have no man. But maybe it's about time. Your sister's married to your coach. Anthony's married to Pavel. I don't know. It's about time. Maybe I just take this picture down, guys. I'm looking for a few more minutes. Oh my God, I'm telling you, she is just not that she's a good fighter, but she's also beautiful. And that's the thing that I think that draws guys into it, especially. And I don't know this. Maybe she should. I think hey, change your hair color one day. I think she looks a great redhead. She has great. Oh my gosh, she looks. I know I'm sipping right now. I'm simping, but she looks beautiful. I just gotta, I gotta let go. I gotta go. Yes. Like I said, she's a good fighter. She's one of the best in the world. And this is just a loss. Like even the best lose. Like I said, Ali lose, Tyson lost. It just they Roy Jones Jr. took some losses. There's a list of fighters that that have suffered defeat during their careers, and she's not the first, and she won't be the last. And I accept it. But as fans, we kind of just you know it kind of breaks the heart when we see our favorite fighter, you know, don't get a victory. We feel just like wow. You just, but we have to accept it. We have to accept it. It's just a part of the fight game. Nobody's gonna be undefeated. Where you get people like, um, you know, Rocky Marciano. Well, Rocky Marciano, his stuff was stacked. Floyd Mayweather, he's undefeated, but some people suspect his stuff. There's a guy named Joe Cazaga. He fought Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins. They were like winding down their career, but he didn't fight Tarver or Glenn Johnson. You know who Joe Cazaga is? He's a British fighter of Welsh or something, whatever he is. He fought most of the guys in Britain. He never, other than his last two fights, that was against Hopkins and Roy Jones. He ever fought in the States. And I saw that fight against. I was kind of really disappointed with Roy Jones. I mean, it was Roy Jones 3 or 4 years before he lost to Tarver, or even after his first loss against Tarver, Gonzaga wouldn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance, and he also, he dodged James Toney, because James Toney was a light heavyweight, middleweight. He dodged James lights out Toney, so that tells you something about somebody. Hey, you really fought the best. He fought some good fighters at the end of the careers, but he never really fought the best. Hey, Lawrence, I sent you something in IG. Check it out. I think you'll like it. But it's just, as a fan, I'm going to be, like I said, a bit, brokenhearted about it, about Valentina's loss. And I'm going to still be a little bit salty about it. But you know what? I have to accept it. It's just how it is in a fight game. You have to accept when your favorite fighter takes a loss. You have to move on and focus on other things. And but the thing is that, is Alexa going to hold that title long? I don't think so. I think she's a one-pump champ. She's going. Every so often you're going to have that. Holly Holmes was that. Misha Tate was that. Jessica Andrade with that. Wally Zhang was. She did have at least 2 title defenses, and she only lost one, and that was against Rose. And Rose, in a way, I would say she is also a one pump champ, because she only had her first title defense. She only had 2 title, just like Wally. She only had 2 title defenses. She defended against Joanna, and she lost. She defended against Jessica. She lost. But truthfully, one pump champs are like people that call Esparza, who's been a one pump champ twice. She beat Rose. She beat Rose for the title. Then she loses to Joanna. She beat Rose for the title. She loses to Wally Zhang. So she is just a double one pump champ. Rose, she beat Joanna for the title. Then she beats her again, defended it, and then she loses to Jessica Andrade. Wally, she beats Jessica Andrade for the title. They finish against Joanna, lose against Rose. Now, she's supposed to be fighting Amanda Libos, and that's possibly happen, but we don't know when that fight's gonna happen. It's gonna take time. But I think, like I said, Wally wants a shot at the new title, because the new champion. Because okay, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, I saw it on IG. You see, I just sent it to you. I think you're gonna like it. But it's just, as a fan, I'm just kind of in my feelings, and that's how it is. I'm gonna be in my feelings. You get people like the Live Knobs, Casey O'Neill, Princess Casey. I don't call no female no king. I know people do. No. This is like this. The name King is usually, like, I know that the movie The Woman King. She's supposed to be queen. Maybe I'm open-minded, but at the same time, I'm also a bit old-fashioned. When you call me king, that's his name. That's reserved for me. That's when you're head of house, you're the king of your household. Your wife sits beside you; she's your queen. No female should be called king. She should be called Princess Casey, or she can call herself Queen Casey. I can say that, but no woman should be called king. No. No, you're not a king. You're Princess. You're Princess Casey. I can't even call you queen. I'll call you Princess Casey. You act like a little princess. You're a spoiled brat. I should fight Jennifer Maya. Now, there's a possibility she might beat Maya. There's a possibility she might not. You know, now she's running her mouth. She should be running her mouth the whole time, but not as loud now that Valentina's no longer champion. Aaron Blackfield's running her mouth, but I don't think Aaron could beat Valentina. Like I said, Aaron's still young. Now she might give Alexa Grasso a go because they're so much close in age. You know, the possibility that but if this fight keeps standing, Aaron doesn't have good stand up. But if it gets to the ground, hey, she's a better ground fighter than Alexa. But I feel like Dana White has a choice. He can be biased. Sorry, I didn't mean to call him Dana by his birth name, Dana Wife Beater. I slipped him down. I did. I gotta keep it in the mouth. Dana Wife Beater, not Dana White. It's not the name I call him anymore. He's Dana Wife Beater. He's sitting the fish. If he gives somebody else a title shot instead of Valentina, he's in the wrong. Now you gave Amanda Nunes a title shot, immediate title shot after she lost, and you gave Joanna, a shot at Wally because Joanna is your favorite fighter. You gave her immediate shot after she lost to Rose because she was so dominant for such a long time. So it's only fair that you give Valentina her immediate rematch. It's only fair. If you do it for somebody like Conor McGregor or any of the male fighters, you get you have your favorites. I know you have your favorites. Some fighters you don't like. Especially I think it was it. I think when Stipe lost to Stipe beat Stipe beat Francis the first time. Then Stipe lost to Francis the second fight, but he didn't give him an immediate rematch. Why? Because he doesn't like Stipe Mitrovic. Mitrovic, what it is. He don't like Stipe. He don't like him. So he wouldn't give him an immediate rematch. He let Francis fight gone. I think when John Jones lost to DC, wasn't that long before he got a rematch. I think was it for Francis. I think they stripped. No. Actually, John didn't lose to DC. He was stripped his title because we came positive. I think what was it for a pig, something like that? I believe. But it's just, But I think it didn't. Because I remember he did give Stipe. No. I'm wrong here. I'm wrong. He did give Stipe immediate rematch after he lost to DC. So he did give Stipe immediate rematch after he lost to DC. Yeah, I forgot that part. Yeah. I'm surprised he did because that's how it is. Dana White. He picks and chooses. He'll kick a fighter out like Sarah Alpine after 2 fights because she got money from Jake Paul and a GoFundMe. You don't have a choice when somebody send you money, send your money. And like I said, he is a man who be in his. He's petty. Dana White's petty. We could have had Cyborg Nunes too, because Cyborg kept saying, "Hey, one shot at the title." He's petty. He just said he is. He's petty. Cyborg had to fight the soccer mom, Felicia Spencer. So why didn't give her an immediate rematch? Like I said, she defended her title at least 2 times in a career. But like I say, he didn't like her because of the fact that she just represented something he didn't like about her. And then what he don't like, say, we don't like big women that are pretty. But you like Holly Holmes, and you were pushing for her to be the 145 champion until she lost to Jermaine Duranami. Like I said, Dana White beat her. He's prejudiced as hell. More so anybody who's not white or doesn't fit his narrative. But Valentina, because she's considered more of a boring fighter in his mindset because she don't go all out like these other fighters. Like I said, she has to fight 5 rounds. she's not willing to pull herself out and go to the streets. Yeah, it's smart to do that, to take your time to fight, but at the same time also Valentina has to really give the fight really for people worth watching. Like I said, I like Valentina. I'm a fan of Valentina. Sometimes she just really needs to step up every now and then. Well, folks, I mean, I've been on here for a good bit. I sent the thing where my gets X he's over. If X was still in the States, he probably would jumped on, but I know he's could have crossed the other side of the world. He hadn't seen his girl in such a long time, so and I know he's enjoying himself. So I ain't gonna fight the young man. But I said, boy, I always call you down here, boy. You supposed to come down here, bring your butt down here, boy. You don't take on me, so cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold, that was my dude. Stone Cold was my dude as a kid. I mean, I won't say I was a kid. I was like when I was younger, because by the time he started, I was in my Stone Cold started. I think I was in my I gotta be in my early 20s because remember he was studying Steve Austin when he and Brian Penn with the Hollywood Blondes, and then he comes Stone Cold to about I would say 94, 95, I think like that, and and he was just a character. I just I didn't like him at first, but then I think a lot of people at that fight with him and Bret Hart, we got hurt. People started liking him. He became the anti-hero. You know, he wasn't a good guy. He wasn't a bad guy. He did what he wanted to do. He come in, kick his boss in the stomach and stun him. Drink beer. Talk shit. I mean, one time, Stone Cold was it was like I think it was supposed to be was it the Royal Rumble or something like that. And you talk about he's gonna go into I think they were going drive up in the places. I think there was a place he was gonna go to afterwards. He said go throw a guy out. He said he was go after he was done throwing all the guys out of the ring. He was going to go to his I think it was a bar or something, and he said he's going to give himself a beer, and another beer, and a beer, and a beer, a hamburger, and a fish sandwich. He didn't say a fish patty. He said a fish sandwich, meaning white bread and a fried piece of fish. Now, if you know anything about that, you say, no, that's a nigga. I really used the word, but yes, a nigga. I gotta give the rednecks. That's it's the same terminology as rednecks, you know. But that's why I love Stone Cold. That's why I loved it. You just say, you kind of say like Stone Cold's bad niggerish, but it's just I just like wait. We say I was 4 in '95. Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of my iconic was. Dang, Lawrence, God, you made me. God, Lawrence, you made me feel old. You're 4. That means you were born in '91. Ugh. See, I was born in '74. So, see, when you were born in '91, I was 17. You're about the same age. You're about the same age as my that makes you right about see 38, 37. You're about the same age as a couple of my nieces and nephews. You're a young cat still. You're not even 40 yet. Enjoy those years before you 40, brother. Once you hit 30, oh God, you know. Yeah, Stone Cold was my favorite. I love Stone Cold. Stone Cold. So, well, that one year when he became like a really a villain, you know, I just didn't like him. And then, and he was doing that thing, the what? I hated that. I hated that. We doing that what thing. But then we came back to Stone Cold that we knew, he was doing the what? I say, what? I got to do what? It just, yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, son. Thank you, son. So, thank you for calling me sir. Yeah, I didn't want to be called sir when I was younger. I remember when I was like about in my 30s. I said, "Yes, sir." Don't please don't call me sir. Just call me George. I'm not sir yet. Sir's my father. Call me George. But now I take the name sir because I'm at the age of now being sir. But it's just like I said. It's just about the fighter as they evolve over the years. And yes, age comes into play. Like I said, Valentina just turned 35 a couple of days ago. But still, she's still a good fighter. She still has skill set. She still can evolve even at 35. You know, Alexa, I think she's gonna be 30 this year. Not too much younger. You know, and see what I say. My birthday is a couple of weeks. Um, I'll be 32 on the 26th. Oh, 32. Okay, here's 32. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, because you were born 91. So yeah, okay, yeah, you'll be 32 on the 26th. So happy birthday, brother. I'll shout you out. But like I said, Valentina is still her skill set is still impeccable. Her style is just, like just it's just, she's still a great counter puncher. There's one thing Alexa had a problem because she, as you all know, Valentina, she's a slow starter. She wants to feel the fighter out, see how she go, what they're gonna do, and then once she gets the feel of your fighting style, she knows what to do. Even though if Alexa was given some problems, she still knew what she needed to do. She took her down. Alexa did get back up, but she took her down. There's a couple of times she should have threw more elbows and gotten her guard a little more. You know, and also people say Pavel tell her what to do, but she wasn't listening. That thing is listen. Listen to your corner. They always saying listen to your corner and watch for the hook. You might see you might be hit you don't see and it comes and you get you. You know, Player fighters have done that. But like I said, this is mostly about the scavengers who are coming out of the woodwork. Now they want a shot at the title. Not because they got a new champion and they feel they have a chance to get a champion. You might not. It's all dependent. But when the old champion was there, where were you? Where were you now? Now you want to speak up. You have a voice. Why you like I say once? So where people like if people like Jennifer Maya and Manon and Meth Head Murphy. I know people don't like me calling that. But you know what? This is my channel. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Where were you before Lexa Falter? Why didn't you say those same things? You say it afterwards now because you had your doubt. You weren't certain. If Lexa had fault, that wouldn't have said a damn thing. You say the typical, oh, let's just put up a good defense, but she just wasn't really ready. Valentina, she's a tough enough to correct. She was, Lex was having her moments every now and then, but still, that's what's gonna happen. That would we knew that would possibly was y'all was gonna say the same thing. You wouldn't, Manu wouldn't say anything about, hey, I think we're ready to come back. No, I said, nah, I think I gotta, she could probably push it back. Say maybe by the end of the year I start fighting. Maybe I fight Taya Santos. You know. If they want, like I said, Dana, he can have the next fight in Brazil and see if Santos want to fight. That's a possibility. You can do that. So let's say like this. You say like, okay, we're gonna have the rematch between um Singrasso and Valentina in Mexico City in the summer. All right. We have it right about the end of June, the 1st of July. Running that close to the 4th of July weekend. More people are at home. Well, a lot of people go out of town, especially around the 4th of July. So you might have some people going to Mexico, go party, go to go to the big party cities like Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco, or you can do Mexico City. But I think you probably be better do like the big party cities, like we have a lot of American tourists, especially Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, Puerto Vallarta and Acapulco. So you say, hey, set up a fight there. It's still Mexico. You have okay, either Rodriguez or Moreno taking the main event, or one of them taking the co-main event. I think it's going to be whoever's. I think usually the most popular champ is going to take. So Brandon Moreno takes the main event because he's fought main events before. Rodriguez takes the co-main event. Then you have the rematch between the match between the match between Nunez and Adania taking the third spot, and Lexa and Valentina taking the fourth spot, or you can switch it over. I think the rematch between Alexa and Valentina be much bigger, so we can switch over. But I know Valentina, I know Amanda Nunes, the double champ champ. She wouldn't want to take fourth place, so Danny the Pizza he can give a third place. No points getting second because he's going to give it to Rodriguez or to Marino if he has to have a choice between two. He'll probably give more to Marino. Marino's going to get first, Rodriguez going to get second, and probably Nunes might get third or fourth, but more likely she might get third. With the rematch between Valentina and Alexa being after that, or they put it somewhere as being the first fight of the main event. You know, that's a possibility. Like let that fight be the rematch being the first fight of the main event, and then you throw a fight between Grasso and Valentina, in between throw a fight between them and Amanda Nunes and Irene Daniel. Yeah, that's a possibility. It's all up to what Dana want to do. Or like I said, you know, if he has a fight between Manon and you know, it has to be a who's like I think Sahuho, he wants to fight Aljamain Sterling. I don't know if that'd be a main event. It wouldn't be worth a main event. Mm, he always has a Leon fighting um Usman in a bit. The rematch between Izzy and what's the face they can do it in Brazil. I think the guy who beat him. No, I think the guy who beat him was in Brazil. I forgot where the guy's from. Who beat Israel. Sorry, I simply call it. Sorry, I don't call him Izzy anymore. Izzy is the thing you call for a friend. That's the nickname you give for a friend. Israel. I don't know. They'll figure it out. But like I say, yeah. But like I said, I'm not going to stay here much longer, folks. I thank y'all people coming through and liking, comment, and and supporting my channel. I got in here 4 likes, and I appreciate those 4 likes I got from you because I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know you guys are, I said again, a fan of more of my MMA content, more of my bodybuilding content. But like I said, in about a couple of hours, I will have an interview coming up around about 1:30. I was talking with the lovely Miss you can see Miss Gina Cadaverio. I'll make sure I get a name right. I'll make sure I actually before I give the interview so that I don't want to make no mistakes. You know, but I do appreciate y'all people coming through and listening to me. Me just talking off my butt. Like I said, I am a fan. I'm not an expert. I'm not a man to coach or Conbreaker 99 or BJ or WME Addict or my sister Tay Tay Brown or any others who are big fight fans. You know, Fighting is not my specialty. I'm more of a fan of bodybuilding. That is my specialty. But I do like the fight game. I don't watch boxing much like I used to. Other than some clips I saw of the fight between the last big fight they had for women's boxing. I don't watch men's boxing that much anymore because it really can't fall off in my opinion. But like I said, my channel is dedicated to giving announcements to women's. That's why I watch more women's boxing than I do men. You know, but like I said, I appreciate that. My man, Lawrence. You're welcome, brother. Thank you, young man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate. Thank you. And you've been sticking to hear me around for as long as you have. Lawrence, you're a pretty cool dude, man. I know you probably got things to do. You got a lady waiting for you somewhere. I mean, you must be on your lunch break or something because it's Thursday and everybody's at work. But I don't have a job anymore. I wouldn't mind working, but like I said, I'm falling apart. We got 2 bad knees. Tear in my right shoulder. I got spur in my left shoulder. I hadn't worked out too much, mostly because of my car. I don't want to drive too far because the gym I go to is like 30 miles from where I live at, and when my car been racking up. I just got the parts for it earlier this week. I got to take it to the guy and have him fix it. And maybe once it gets fixed, I go back to the gym. But I don't want to drive too far. And then something happened. Like I said, when you own a car gets you paranoid, don't it? When you hear little clicks and stuff like that and little rumblings, like say, what is it? You fix it, and next thing you know, another thing breaks down. So by the time by the time I fix this one thing, I gotta replace the shocks and the struts. My sister, she had it. She said she would replace one of them, Like I say, I might replace all of them, so I don't have to worry about one breaks down. Then I do, it just makes more sense. It costs a good chunk of change to do those parts. Yeah, but hey, I got to do Amazon. Amazon's pretty reasonable. Prepare if you go to like you know AutoZone or Advance or O'Reilly's. They charge you on the leg. Oh my God! I mean, it was expensive. You know, but like I said, Amazon they make deal because the fact is they understand. Hey, people, hey, they, I got my Amazon account. I appreciate it. I got this is a little, they're heavy, but I'm gonna put slap them back in my car. Goes to the guy's house. He said, I think it might take about 4 or 5 hours to get it done, and then I do it next week, early in the week. So if something really happens, then I go ahead and finish out what I got to do this week. I got to take my laundry, and tomorrow I got another interview coming up on Saturday. I got two interviews coming this weekend. I got some interviews coming up next week and the week after next. I'm getting busy. I feel at one point it was kind of quiet in February because in February it's not too busy. But like I said, we're getting close to the competition season. We just had the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. Forget that show. We will have the Vancouver show coming in April. I just saw Lisa Kudry is going to compete in that show, so I think they're going to have at least, for my guess, for women's bodybuilding, at least 5 or 6 women competing in that show. You know, you in my prayers, precious Father, in the name of Jesus, look over George, like right in Jesus' name, Amen. Oh man, thank you. You don't have to pray for me because I appreciate the prayer, but you know what? I'm too much of a sinner than a saint. But I do appreciate it, brother. I do appreciate it. Anything I appreciate it, man. God bless you and support you and all your family. Like I say, you're a young man, and a young man should live his life and be healthy, be happy. Like I said, I can use all the help I can get. Like I said, I'm not getting any younger. You know, like I said, I keep myself going. I gotta keep myself going. I mean, there's days where I just, but like I said, it's better to be, above the ground than below the ground. You know, that's how my mindset is. But there's days that I wish life was a little better. But you know what? I got the life where I live now, and I said appreciate that. You know, appreciate whatever little miracles and things I get out of this life in this world. But anyway, like I said again, I appreciate Lawrence Perkins, man, for you coming through here and sitting here and like I say, all you got to do is you just got to do a lot of people do. All you got to do is you have like a streaming. All you got to do is just type in and you find Kickboxer. It used to most I think it's channels where they show old action flicks. I don't know, stuff like that. I think like Pluto. I think or stuff like that. They show old action flicks. You can find them, but like I said, I really appreciate all y'all coming through here and listening to me comment about this. And said again, most definitely, Valentina deserves a second shot. She deserves it. She's been a dominant champion for nearly, I think, little almost over, just about 7 years. And as she in all her fights, she has won by stoppage, except for the last, like her fights against Maya and a fight against Santos. Those two, yeah, they went the distance, but most of the fights were stoppage. I mean, you know, she deserves it. You might say she's a born fighter, but you know what? She has stopped her opponents. I tell you, this should be enough. If she's stopping opponents, she's not going. She only, like I said, only two out of her 7 title defenses, only two. Well, she has 8 title defenses, but we that out of her 8 title defenses, only two went the distance. She submitted, beat up, or knocked out most of her other fighters, or most of her other opponents. So if she'll deserve a rematch, I don't know who don't. You can give Joanna Bojangwichek a rematch after she lost against Rose the first time. If you get Amanda Nunes a rematch after she lost against Pena, you know, it's only fair that Valentina gets her immediate rematches. It's only fair. And there's people like that, like Ariel Horani saying that she does. Ariel, shut your big ass nose mouth shut. You don't need spaghetti. You're not even good terms with Dana White Theater anymore. Shut your mouth, shut. You need to say not one thing. Keep your mouth shut. You're not a fighter. You talk about fighters, but you're not a fighter. If you have any common sense, you know that Valentina deserves a shot at her title for the title again. Her title. Yes, Nico was the first champion, but Nico, she had the case of the limit tail. Nico became an egg-sucking yellow-bellied dog and ran. Now she's Tico. There's a lady who reached out to about interview, and there's a picture of her with her and Nico together. Nico, you wouldn't think, you wouldn't believe what Nico. She had fought since her fight against Julian Pena. That's been like 3 or 4 years ago, just about. You know, she's really has fallen on hard. Just really fallen off real hard. You know, I think I can find that picture of her before I go out. See, uh, see. I don't think she's on social media too much. And I don't think she's on too much on social media. I'm surprised. Uh, what's this? See. What was it? Let's see. I'm tapping up. See the PFL. See, she was singing with this fighter who just fought at the who fought on the PFL in featherweight division a while back. Let me see if I can find it. Where is that? It was like about a couple of weeks ago. It was a tournament. See. Let me see. Where's that fighter? She's somewhere here. Because it's supposed to be the PFL tournament. Give me a minute, folks. I'm just searching. But yeah, I saw. I was like, this lady who fought in the tournament for 145. Well, that's about almost. Ooh, let's see. That's been about a month or so ago, and she was her Nico. Nico's Native American, and her and Nico are supposed to represent Native Americans. Let's see, where is it? It should be. I'm getting close to it. There she is. Let me see. Let me get her name. She should be on here. It's showing the. Maybe I see. Don't have her. They have the fight, but don't have her. There she is. I found her. She should be. Let me see. I think, yeah, that's her. And it should be that picture with her and Nico. It's right here. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. She's Nico really. Nico. I don't. She really put on some size on it. She looks like, I'm not body shaming anybody, but she looks like, you would think she's a fighter. She looks like somebody's mom. You know, you know, Nico's career was that a flash in the pan. She fought on Tough, won originally she posted her fights against Sarge Eubank, but Sarge got sick. She fought Roxanne. Maybe if Roxanne won, we would have had a champion that we would have a fighter want to fight against the champion. I mean, Roxanne, even though I'm not a fan of Roxanne Modafferi, she would have fight Valentina if she was champion. Nico, I don't know. She saw something in Valentina's eyes that scared her. It scared her. And she hadn't fought since Juliana Pena. That's been nearly 4 years. I think she was supposed to be fighting it with Bellator, but I don't know what happened with that. She might try to fight with the PFL, or she might try to go to Invictus. She's been inactive. I think also there's mental issues with her. But like I said, that's the thing is you got to, like I said, if the mind's not willing, the body can't go. You need your mind to go work with your body. And that's what Nico. But yeah. But like I said, best of luck to her, whatever she's doing. So anyway, folks, it's almost my lunchtime. I'm going to get something to eat. My battery's getting low on here. I need to charge my computer. I got my other computer, got my interview in another hour and a half. Come through, like Lawrence, if you have time, come through, check out the interview. I know you're gonna be. If you have enough time coming here this morning and come in and sit with me for a good bit, it'd be good if you come over there and check out my interview. But like I said, Valentina deserves her title shot. She's been a dominant champion for the past 6-7 years. If she, if like I said, if Amanda Nunes get a straight title shot for how long she's a champion, and Joanna can get a straight challenge shot for how long she's been champion, and any other fighter who has been a dominant champion for as long as they have can get a straight shot back for the title. So should Valentina Shevchenko. She deserves it. And the Bullet's a great fighter, and I think, like I said, I'm a fan. I support her. But anyway, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be out. I appreciate my man Lawrence Perkins coming here, sitting through and listen to me rant off a little bit. I hope all the best for y'all. The weekend's coming up. Once Friday hits, it's over. Hey, the weekend starts. Friday is like the start of the weekend. It's not really the weekend because it's still the work week. You're still working. But once say just got paid Friday night, hey, where I live at, there's no place really to go. I hadn't been to a club in a long time. I used to go to the street club up the road we used to stay at, but that place is closed down. And I'm the age I don't go to these. There's no real place. At night, I'm at home. I don't want to go when I'm home. I don't want to go nowhere. I'm sitting here watching TV and just working on my stuff here. And there's no real place, no real club. I'm almost 50. In November, I'm gonna be 49 years old. I'm almost 50. When you get to that age, partying days are over. But like I said, Valentina, I wish her all the best of luck. Like I said, honestly, she's gonna get a title back. If Valentina, if Alexa can put off another win, she can, but I don't think she's gonna do it. Valentina, she knows the mistakes she's made. She's gonna correct them and she's gonna make her adjustments. And that's how she is. She's like Batman when it comes to prep time. Batman is one of the best prep fighters. Once you give him some time to put something together, hey, it's almost next to impossible to be Batman. He even beat Superman a couple of times. Sometimes he's lost some fights even with prep time, but he wins a good majority of it when he has prep time. We have time to get ready. Anyway, folks, like I said, I appreciate you coming through, listen to me talking off my butt. Shout outs to all y'all out there who are fans of the women of mixed martial arts. Show support these ladies, and also same thing like this. No deep pics. Don't send it to these ladies. No, don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Stop it. Get some help. Anyway, this is be on our way to page, aka the Emperor of WMA Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.